avocado pudding. All you need for this is actually just one avocado, some vanilla, I'm gonna put some milk in it, some chocolate chips, cocoa powder, just a pinch of salt, and then I'm actually gonna add just a splash of maple syrup to make it just a little bit more sweet. Take an avocado and slice it in half and cut it into cubes. That's the easiest way to get it out of the skin. And then you're gonna add that into your single serve blender. Or if you have a full blender, that works too. This is just a little bit less messy. You're basically just gonna take all of these ingredients and blend them together. Then I added about a tablespoon of milk. I use just regular 2%, but any milk here will work. Then I added a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Next came just a sprinkle of salt to bring out all the flavors. Then do the best you can to get all the cocoa powder in there. Try not to waste it. Try not to make a mess, more importantly. And then I put my chocolate chips in the microwave. If you add just a splash of coconut oil to it, it will help it be so much less sticky, but I just didn't. In this is a way to make it more naturally sweet. If you want to skip that, you can, but it might be a little bit too bitter. If you want it more sweet, add some more, or you could even just add straight sugar if you want that to make it more sweet. I put the lid in and I went and blended it. When you're all done, it should be pretty thick. If you like it a little more thin and runny, just add a splash more of milk. I just took all of this and added it to a little dish. It was so luscious and creamy and rich. It was good by itself, but I actually ended up dipping some pretzels in it, and that was really good. Next recipe is going to be a single serving of a banana nut mug cake. So grab some coconut sugar, some regular flour, a little bit of cinnamon, one banana that got mashed up, some baking powder, and a splash of milk. When you're baking anything else, you're going to add all your wet ingredients together in one bowl and your dry ingredients in another, and then fold them together. So I added one mashed banana into the mug, a splash of milk, and then just a tinge of vegetable oil. And this is going to come together to be my wet ingredients. Tablespoon of coconut sugar. Any sugar will work here, but I like the taste of coconut with this. Next up is the baking powder. Add half a teaspoon of it. You just need a little bit for the leavening agent. Next comes the flour. I just use regular all-purpose flour. That's probably going to be your best bet. Switching in flours can get a little bit tricky, so you might have to try it a couple times if you use something else. Just a tinge of salt to bring out all these great flavors, and then add as much cinnamon as you like. all up well. You don't want any flour or anything showing, so this might take about 20 seconds or so. All mixed together, this is the time that you can add in any ingredients or any additions you like. I did some chopped walnuts. You could do chocolate chips, you could do sprinkles, you can really do anything. For this, you're going to want to fold it in rather than a hardcore mix. And then it's always fun to add just a couple more on top, just because it really just kind of makes it look a little more cute. Take your mug and pop it in the microwave for about 90 seconds and it'll come out looking like this. It depends on your mug, how high it goes and everything, but it doesn't have to look too cute to taste delicious. Whoa, yeah, you could tell it was right out of the microwave. You're gonna wanna let it sit for just a couple minutes so it kind of gets its integrity going and can stay still. But after that, dive right in. This is what I did. You could top this with some peanut butter, some maple syrup, and it's delicious. It's great that you only have one serving of it, so you don't have to make a whole cake and have that every day for the rest of the week. Next up is my absolute favorite. We have Greek yogurt cheesecake. All you need is your favorite Greek yogurt, preferably a plain flavor, your favorite fruit, it doesn't have to be blueberries, some graham crackers, and then some cheesecake pudding mix. That is the most important ingredient here. So you're gonna take your Greek yogurt and add it to a bowl. I did about a half a cup's worth. Cheesecake pudding mix. You're gonna do about a teaspoon worth per half cup of yogurt. I found that to be a good ratio for that. And you're gonna wanna mix this really well so it's all throughout and it all tastes the same. Plop in your favorite berries. I did blueberries just because that's what we have on hand, but some strawberries that are frozen and slightly melted are delicious too. If you like chocolate cheesecake, try putting in some chocolate chips. You could even add a little caramel. You just mix those in and then use graham crackers to dip into it, and it's absolutely perfect. It tastes like a straight up cheesecake, but it's healthy. It's yogurt and fruit. It's so dang good. Stuffed dates are so dang delicious too. You're gonna need some peanut butter, you're gonna need some medjool dates. If you can get them pitted, that's great, but no worries, you can always unpit it. You saw my peanut butter go running. And then some chocolate chips. Here I'm opening them up. This is when you would take out the pit if you got ones that had pits in them still. Just open up the amount that you're gonna want. I made about 5. hearty hunk of peanut butter and plop it in there. Make sure it's in there and not falling out. That's kind of hard when it's just falling all over the place. I use chunky, but any peanut butter works. Almond butter, it's all the same. It's all great. The dates are so dang sweet. It tastes like, I want to say caramel. So altogether, this tastes like a healthy Snickers. It's so crazy cool that it's all natural. It didn't turn out too well, but you know. Then you just top them with as much chocolate as you want. I found that 3 fits pretty well. Something else that is absolutely delicious is adding some flaky salt to it. I actually didn't have any at the time, but it really brings out all the flavors and just adds that little extra end flavor to the whole thing that brings it all together. About this is you can make as many as you want and freeze them, and then they're so good frozen too. Or you could pop one in the microwave and have it be melty, ooey gooey, or just eat it room temperature. Either way, you can't go wrong. This is basically a healthy Snickers. Oh, so good. The dessert trail mix. So it's the sweet and salty mixture that we all love. We're gonna use some chocolate checks, some chocolate chips, just a single serve size of Skinny Pop, some peanuts, and then a Built Bar Puffs. Those are a protein bar, but it tastes like a chocolate covered marshmallow. So you're gonna see it is a little sticky, but that's because it's a chocolate covered marshmallow. Think of those Russell Stover like Easter eggs that come out around the holidays. You won't know that there's protein in here. It's so good. And you can get this from the Built Bar website. If they're not in stock, that means that they were just a seasonal item. But if you ever see them, they might come out for a hot second again. Grab them as soon as you can. They are so good. So you can add as little or as much as you want, but I was aiming for a single serve. That's why I just use a small bag of popcorn and why I only use half of the granola bar. But I used a 1/3 cup of chocolate checks, a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. I used some peanuts, and then the granola bar went in. It is a little sticky, but it's a marshmallow covered in chocolate. What do you expect? I use a plate to try and mix this all up, and then you want to get it all together so that it's all mixed in well, you know. Then look how good this looks. It was so good. I brought some to my friends and they devoured it in a minute. When I say they, I mean them, but mostly me, because it is so good. Enjoy!